So we have the blue Dwarven player Mr. Smog on the left side against the red Goblin player RotWK on the right side. That's a clash between the mobile factions of the game, because these two factions have the chance to build tunnels, you know, this tunnel networking system. But I believe early on it's more about the snowballing effect from dwarves. Yes, when they get the chance to commit for a fight, they will hit like a truck, but it's about getting there. It's about getting inside the genes, you know. And with that, you need to desperately try your best to build multiple mineshafts close to the opposite side of the map. And that's the only way you can move effectively. When you need to walk from one location all the way to the other location, it will take you literally years to reach the opposite side. So you heavily rely, unlike goblins. Goblins can use those tunnels as well, but goblin warriors are fast anyway, so they don't heavily rely on them as much as dwarves do. We have 3 tunnels coming up for the goblin player. It's gonna be an economical opening for RotWK. He might go for the tunnel number 4. Yes, sir. Tunnel number 4 is coming up. We have an archer range start. Can't even talk. And that's a good start against goblins. I like that. You know, I think what dwarves need to do is play a little bit more safe. Maybe safe is not the word I'm looking for. I mean, like, more like play it a little bit more slow, you know? Don't go for a big rush with like 2, I mean, not semi-big rush with like 2 units. No. Try to get like a couple of extroverts, defend yourself first of all, try to get in a good spot, then you go for a massive push. And the massive push has to be, and will be potentially all the time more successful. MQS, welcome. Okay. So, I mean, dwarves are actually doing good music in this version, to be honest with you. And in 8.5, they are doing actually quite decent. They were horrible, I agree on that one, on the patch 8.4, but in 8.5, they've been actually doing good. I mean, the version 8.5 seems overall, right now, much more playable. I mean, there is still the one faction, one matchup between goblins and Mordor that still seems to be kind of hard, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. I mean, that's what I like to see. Creep, play it slow, you know, go step by step. Mineshaft here, which is a great spot, by the way, because there is, like, you see that? There is like a ruin behind the mineshaft. This makes the mineshaft almost untargetable from the behind. So this way you can kind of keep your buildings protected in a neutral way. And he's building another mineshaft in the middle at the river. In the meantime, the goblin player actually building up a fissure for the half throws for double fissure. Okay. So no more classical goblin spam. And the one thing I need to mention is, I believe in the version 8.5, the Man of the West faction it is, which seems to be a spam faction, because even goblins don't go for the goblin caves anymore. Even orcs go for the black orcs, you know what I'm saying? It's only the Man of the West faction which spams eventually 2-3 barracks and then spam soldiers all the time. Half-throw swordmen, I mean, they are not bad, but don't get me wrong, but they are gonna take so much damage before they can make it to the backline. And dwarven frontline is normally pretty strong. So, oh, hold on a second. No frontline, but here's a battle wagon. Okay, he's going for this early double buff action. And Rallying Call plus the banner is going to achieve that. Warchan is going to be used. The battle wagon cannot trample the half-throw swordmen. Keep that in mind. Half-throw swordmen are the sexiest units in the world. The fire on the ground. The mineshot is going to be eventually bursted down, but the half-throws are taking so much damage over time. They're also being bullied and shot in the face from the extroverts. Now it's a 2v5 situation. How can the half-throw swordmen deal with that? I don't think they can deal with that. You need to reposition yourself. But again, disengaging and re-coordinating is not the strength of the dwarven army. They are kind of sloppy. More reinforcements are coming from RotWK now from the right side. He's trying to get into the backline. He's trying to surround those extroverts, but the front line of the half-throw swordman has been already taken down. Now the backline is not even a buff. Warchan is on cooldown, and the dwarven units, they have permanent leadership from the battle wagon in the whole ground stance. Very smart move here from Smoky, making sure the half-throw swordmen are not able to get to the battle wagon. The battle wagon is staying there like a Volking statue, and this is gonna make those extroverts hit like a truck. And now we are talking, ladies and gentlemen, now we are talking. Nice damage is gonna be called from Awe, because this push might be the one push to get Mr. Smog, the dwarven player, the first victory in the best of 7 series. Because now he might go for the well, and yes sir, that's the plan. It means infinite recovery now. They will recover even when they're fighting. They will heal up all the time, and it's gonna be hard for the goblins to commit on a fight. 2 power points only. He has not many units on the field. He has 3 half-throw swordmen, but 3 against what, 6? I don't think it's gonna be a good situation.
You have my sword.
You have my sword. Talion7755, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Good day, thank you very much, my friends, and welcome. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. And that's the thing. To be honest, I was not expecting the battle wagons that early on the field. Normally you see Hall of Warriors into the front line with the Guardians and Pikemen, but this seems to be perfectly fine, the situation. Like, eventually what you need in a situation like that are Spider Riders, and again, they are so incredibly hard to be recruited since they are so expensive. The counterattack is gonna happen, the Mancher is gonna be taken down, but it's okay. He won't be able to deal much more damage than that. Or, we shall see. He might be even able to take down the second one, but that's a huge force, and you cannot let them do what they are doing. But it's easier said than done. The problem is, those half-throw swordmen, yes, they are strong, but they are also so incredibly expensive. They cost 400 each. They cost more than the Guardians. They cost more than the Extrovers. They cost more than anything else. So basically, losing them is so much more painful in compared to losing the Goblin Warriors. Can you help me? Want to play BFME 1 back live in the old days? Do you have any safe guides to install BFME 1? Yes. You can download the BFME launcher, which has every single required file inside the launcher, and all you gotta do is click on download. It will make sure to download everything. Then you need to just go to Google and Google for BFME keys. You gotta find yourself a BFME key, but YouTube or Google are pretty easy places to find yourself a BFME key, and you are good to go. Again, just Google BFME 1 launcher 2.22. Okay, he went actually for the rebuild. Oh, the cave troll though. Boom, son. One more. Do it. Actually, the extrovers are not dealing too much damage, and that's why you need a front line. That's why you need pikemen to keep them protected, to keep them alive. Otherwise, this cave troll is gonna knock you down and knock you out of the game. And yeah, the thing is, the cave troll doesn't get too much experience. The amount of experience required from a level 1 to level 2 cave troll is actually immense. Like, you need to kill a lot. And that's the only way the guy can heal up himself. You know, you cannot heal him up. Now he's gonna be this low all the time until he either gets level 2 or until he will die. And yeah, actually I'm surprised because I was expecting this to be a fast victory for dwarves, but foolish I was. That's definitely not the case. Alright, I mean, the half-throw swordmen are actually doing good, and yeah, we gotta definitely need some more frontline for Smoky. That's very needed. But how do I get the launcher? Again, just go to Google and type BFME 1 launcher 2.22 and then download the thing. Okay, great defense. 5 power points collected after the rallying call and rebuild. He might go for a heal. Where are the battle wagons actually at? I'm not sure. Did he lose the battle wagons yet? Nah, they are actually around this side. They are kind of being used for map control fights, which is not the best thing in the world. Oh, punch on your face, son. One more. Where are the pikemen at? Why are you so greedy, Smokey? You need pikemen to keep them protected. Otherwise, this troll is gonna charge you down, and you can... Oh, the spider ally is coming as well. Warchan is available. More cave trolls are coming, and what a turnaround. What a turnaround from Have. I cannot believe it. Dude, he was down a lot. He lost a lot of half-throw swordmen. The push was happening, but all of a sudden he's magically able to turn this game around. And with that, I mean, he will be able to take down the Forge Force as well. He might use rebuild on that one to keep it protected. Yes, sir. That's gonna be the case. Now we have finally some pikemen up on the field. And yeah. Hey, Zealand, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, found it. Thank you for the help, nostalgia kicking high. Dude, you're welcome. And I'm always happy to see some more people downloading and playing Battle for Middle-earth 1. And if you want to be connected to other people from BFME 1 community, make sure to join the Discord. You can this way also get the chance to play multiplayer games. Be a game ranger. 500 command points available for dwarves and 550 for goblins. But goblins have the momentum, they have the advantage. They are now going for a big push. And look at that, Smokey is demolishing everything, and that's it, boys. That's it, that's the game number 1. Angmar is a very solid faction with plenty of different playstyle opportunities, right? Basically, you can build like a Gundabad spam with double Hall of the Kingsman, 3 Hall of the Kingsman. You can go for an early transition into the Wolf Den. You can even recruit sorcerers, you know what I'm saying? You can go for Voldor, you can go for Snow Trolls, you can have like many options. But early on, you will potentially always see the 1 Hall of the Kingsman, which is required for you to be able to recruit 80% of your units. The Trial Master units are just too reliable to not start the game with them. Double mill is coming up for the blue Engma player Mr. Smoke at the bottom right side. And the red Engma player Mustafa, Ave, building up 2 mills as well. The new patch for BFME 1 is actually great, you know. I'm not even saying that because I was involved into that, no. But I think it's a good thing to have now more command points, more reliable units, and more different strategies, you know, because earlier bottom was kind of useless, for example, the zoom was too zoomed in. So there are many quality of life changes, and I'm sure you're gonna enjoy them. Give it a shot. 2 mills, 3 mills, Hall of the Kingsman. On the other side, we see double mill, 3 mills, Hall of the Kingsman as well. Smokey might go for the creep early on with the Trial Master Pikeman. And Ave might do the same. However, again, I believe personally that 2 Hall of the Kingsman is the way to go, you know. This way you have a bit more spam, which can be helpful early on. And after the second Hall of the Kingsman, you can still build up your Wolf Den to recruit some Wolf Riders. I believe you don't need to rush it, you know, you can play a little bit more infantry related early on. Okay, so we have actually 4 mills in total and Gunabat warriors coming now from the bottom side. On the other side, Ave is waiting, and that's the one thing you can always do with the Trial Master unit. You don't need to transform them right off the bat. You can be a bit more patient, and he's building up already the Hall of the Wolf Den. Smokey is not doing that for now, and that's going to force Smokey now to recruit pikemen to counter the enemy Wolf Riders. The Snow Trolls are very underrated too. They are very strong. They cost a lot, though, 650. They cost as much as Rohirrim cost, but they are the tankiest cavalry units in the game. So creeping action is going on from Ave. And the orcs there, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Smokey is now grouping them up with the pikemen, you know, better safe than sorry. This way he has like a blind counter to the enemy Wolf Riders. But again, you gotta keep in mind that Engma is potentially the best faction when it comes to counter enemy pikemen. The Wolf Packs are just hilarious. They are just awesome, you know, when it comes to heal the pike. They one-shot even tower guards in like one single shot. The mill is coming up, and he's gonna cancel the mill to get the money back because he knows he cannot protect this. The builder should be able to get in safety, no problemo. So far, Smokey is untouched, and he's building up also the Wolf Den for the Wolf Packs. He's also creeping at the same time. Again, remember in Rise of the Witch King, you don't need to get pikemen on the field to creep. Swordman can do that as well. Creeping is not a big deal. Especially Warg or Goblin, they are so easy to be crapped, you know? The mid is gonna be taken down. Oh, close, but not close enough. And Warten is available for Smokey as well as for Ave. Woof woof, who let the dogs out? The Wolf Packs. The Dogos, that's what they are called in the Rise of the Witch King. They call them Dogos for whatever reason. Sounds horrible. Call them Dogos. Or Gobos. Hey, Glorfindel. Hushed. He's creeping. And Warchant, Smokey, is grouping an army now with Wolfpacks, Extroverts, Pikemen, and Wolf Riders. This might be enough to go for a big commitment, but again, you need to I think it's a tricky situation in which you need to kind of also make sure to leave something around your own base, you know, for the worst case scenario. Because you don't want to trade, you want to go for a push and kind of don't lose and don't go 1 for 1, you know? 1 for 1 is like pointless. So you want to keep yours protected while pressuring the opponent ones, if this makes sense. And maybe Voldo can be a great hero in this matchup because he's so good. He gives you pillage, he gives you leadership for the healman units, gives you also the opportunity to summon even more reinforcements. He's kind of tanky hero, he doesn't die that quickly. Pretty reliable, definitely the most seen Engma hero in the game by far, especially in a 1v1 fight. Okay, that's a huge Engma armor by the way. But, you know, Ave is more in a defensive situation. And look at what's gonna happen. Smokey now rotating from the middle, also putting pressure with the mobile units from the top side. The mill has 0 protection on it, it's gonna be taken down. That was almost level 2 also, you know, that's gonna hurt. And again, during all this time, Smokey himself is untouched completely. And that's gonna be the first counter attack from Ave. And Smokey will have some units just in time ready to eventually be able to protect those starting mills. And that's gonna be a big commitment. Look at the positioning from Avi. He's so far away. There is no choice or no chance of him to be able to save this mill. The mid is going down. That means -2 of the starting mills. In both of these mills he lost. We're all about to hit level 2 very soon. 3 power points in the bank. After the war chant for Smoky, Ave has 4 power points collected after the war chant, which is still not being used. He might need to use it defensively, but he might also try to get away without using it defensively. That means he can keep it up for the upcoming counter attack. Do Engma sorcerers have the freezing? I have no clue, my friends. I gotta be honest, I've not seen them enough to have any knowledge about them. They are so rare. They are like Mew and Mewtwo in the Pokemon world. Whenever you see them, it's like a Christmas time. And for that reason, I have no clue. I gotta be honest with you. 5 power points collected. On the other side, we have 5 power points collected as well. Now, this can be invested into the Fellwind or Snowbind. Snowbind can be used to save a building, for example, when it's an important one. For example, this one. It's the only level. These 2 mills are very important for Smoky. They are all about to hit level 2. 6 power points in the bank. Almost 7 now. And you can also skip the Fellwind and skip the Snowbind and go for the Orc Summon. In Orc Summon, when you put it additionally to your existing army and war chant them all together, you can actually achieve a lot, right? And Smoky seems to have the control of the scheme number 2, which is required because he's 1-0 behind. He needs to play out of his mind. 550 command points for Smoky. And we have 400 command points for Engma player Abe. Abe is definitely falling a bit more behind. Now the counter attack has to happen and has to be extremely impactful. Nice micro from Abe getting away, but he's riding into many other pikemen. Smoky has actually plenty of pikemen up on the field. There comes another commitment. The Wolf Riders has been taken down. The Wolf Packs, they are not great fighters, especially without this upgrade. They have the upgrade, it's gonna make them a bit more tanky, but they are still not great fighters against anything else but pikemen. So they will lose this fight in long terms. Now the commitment on the level 2 mill. And if he can take this down, this might be actually a great achievement for the Turkish player, as he's falling behind and more behind every single minute in the game number 2 in the Engma mirror match. Orc Summon is available for Smoky, and we have almost the power points also for Orc Summon from Ave Have, but he's dropping down to 350 command points versus 650 command points. That's a lot of differential in the command points department. Orc Summon is available, and Smoky has almost his war chant backup as well. So now is the time to coordinate a bigger push. Like extroverts, group them all together, get eventually some Wolf Packs and Wolf Riders on the field, and then group them up, use the Gundabad Orc Summon, and then buff them all together at the same time, then split. And deal as much structural damage as you potentially can. Why sorcerers aren't that pop? Yeah, they are sloppy, they are slow, expensive to be recruited, and most of the time they are getting one-shotted. They are squishy, slow, and expensive. I mean, you have 3 reasons, but you shouldn't recruit them. And when you are not on-host player, it's so... The thing is, there are so many counters to them. They are working like the Trollmaster system, so basically they have like one guy, which is the most important guy in the battalion. If the one guy dies, you will lose the full battalion. And in many matchups, there is a hero, for example, or an ability that can snipe them down, and they won't be achieving too much. Okay, big push. 825 command points for Smoky and 450 for Engmar. Freezing enemy units might be impactful in certain situations. Again, it might be impactful maybe in big team games like 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, but in 1v1, in which you have full attention to the fight and you have the full control of the fight, you see what happens. You have always, almost every single time, the opportunity to snipe down those sorcerers before they can do anything. They are slow. It means they need to stay alive in order to remain the spell on the field, right? If they die, the spell, the effect is going to be gone. So, and the thing is, it's hard to keep them alive. There are many units from Avi. He's actually able to hold himself for now, but again, Smoky has 775 command points versus 350, and he was even forced to use the Orc Summon defensively. Smoky is definitely in a good spot. Double Hall of the Kingsman, level 1, and Wolfdan level 1 as well. Maybe Snow Trolls, maybe Hill Trolls, maybe Black Numenorians can be even nice in a situation like that. 6 power points in the bank after the Orc Summon for Avi, and we have 5 power points in the bank after the Orc Summon for Mr. Smog. Once again, they have the chance to go for the Fellwind, and Fellwind can be nice to catch some units. So basically, For example, here in this situation, Smoke has Wolf Riders on the field. So when you can hit Felvin on them, you disable them, you knock them on the ground, you group them all together up, then you can commit on them with Pikemen and eventually kill them. So Felvin is just the best ability actually in the game, because you have so many combo potential. Never mind, he's demolishing everything. And yeah, silently two games, and the score after the second game is gonna be even 1-1, and we are going to jump right into the first tiebreaker. And my friend Eisengasm is always unlucky. Every single time he's around, there is no Isengard, and the second he leaves, we see Isengard only. So unlucky. We have the blue Goblin player Mr. Smoke at the top side against the red Goblin player RotWK at the bottom side. In the game number 3, it's a Goblin clash. It's gonna be Goblins against Goblins. Hopefully we will see lots of Goblin spam early on. That's the playstyle of Goblins I personally enjoy the most, to see Goblins everywhere. Literally spam them all day long. I could watch that all day long. I want to see in total 4 Goblin caves at bare minimum for each player. Imagine a clash of massive armies fighting and clashing against each other. That's going to be awesome. But the thing is, we see most of the time other stuff from the Goblins: Half Trolls, Swordmen, Cave Trolls. And I believe Cave Trolls in this matchup can also be quite impactful, because Goblin spam is being countered hardcore by a Cave Troll. Spiderlings can be nice, Spider Riders can be nice. Like in this matchup, we have actually plenty of options. Azog can be nice. Drogov can be awesome, because the one weakness of the Goblin faction is to deal with flying heroes. That's one of the reasons why also Goblins against Mordor is a bad matchup for Goblins, because the second Mordor is managing to get a Felbeast recruited, it's pretty much game over for Goblins, you know? So Goblin Keith into the second Goblin Keith coming up for the Goblin player RotWK. He lost the Engma mirror match previously. Let's see if he can win this Goblin mirror match. We have a Goblin Keith into the second Goblin Keith coming up as well for Mr. Smoke. It means it's going to be indeed a Goblin spam at the beginning of the game. And I like that. I really do like that. Drogov Rush, yeah, hopefully. We have seen this already one time. Ectelion was pulling this off. Ectelion actually going for like kind of unpredictable playstyle, which is kind of working out, because nobody's expecting that, you know? That's pretty awesome though. I like that. Okay, so what is the plan? We are creeping here. That's the plan. In the meantime, the Goblin Keith number 3 is coming up for both the players. Dude, it's like Christmas time, boys. They won't risk it. It's risky, you know. It's awesome when it works out, but if it's not working out, you will look like a fool and you will lose the game in like 5 minutes. Okay, so what is the PowerPoint choose? War chant for both the players. Goblins against Goblins, they are using hold ground stance, and the other one we're using aggressive stance. And Lord, for the primers for the second month, my friend. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Thank you for the huge support.
Lord_Mofo just resubscribed for 2 months. Ahoy. I really like the recent BFME 1 content on YT. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Dude, BFME 1 is my I like BFME 1 the most, by the way, Lord. Not even Kappa. That's my most favorite BFME game. I mean, I like all BFME games. I don't want to say this one is better or this one is better. I want to cover them all. That's why we are on the Twitch channel most of the time covering Rise of the Witch King or BFME 2. And for that reason, I want to keep the main channel on YouTube for BFME 1. And that's gonna remain like that. So tomorrow's video is gonna be awesome, Lord. I hope you will enjoy that. It's gonna be an awesome fiesta free-for-all match between 6 players. You will like this one. Stay tuned tomorrow. The tunnel is gonna be taken down eventually, or it's gonna be close. And never mind, he's gonna be able to save it for now. In the meantime, we have no transition yet into anything strong about Goblins. The good thing about Goblins is they cost only 100, right? They cost a little bit more than Orcs. They are also better than Orcs. They are stronger, faster, and they look better. Look at them, boys. They look like a baby of Lord Voldemort and a Orc. So we know how the Orcs were created, right? Orcs were created by torturing the elves. We know that Uruks got created by combining Orcs and Weapon of the Unland. And let me tell you that much. I believe, since the information was never given to us, the Goblins, they got created by putting Lord Voldemort's DNA with Orcs together. Because they have no nose, as you can see. They have no nose. Okay? In the meantime, we have a fight here. The tunnel is going to be taken down. That's good from Ave. Very important to keep those offensive tunnels down all the time. Is he building anything else? Yes, sir. Fissure. And we have a feature also coming up for Smokey. He's a bit faster, and he's going for the level 2 now to be able to recruit the mentioned cave trolls at the beginning of the game. Cave trolls, once again, can be quite impactful in this matchup. And they are dealing good. I mean, they are good against anything, right? They can deal with goblins, no problem. They can deal with spiders, no problem. They can deal with 5 of Dunland special summon, no problem. They can deal economical damage, structural damage, also no problem. So they're definitely amazing. And in order to kill one of them, you need to actually recruit multiple goblin archers. And again, that's gonna, they cost a lot, right? They cost 250 each, and one of them does nothing. You need to have like 4 or 5 of them to be able to burst down the troll before the troll either disengages or crashes you. Alright, so you know what I would love to see? Hey guys, I think that's pretty underrated. I would love to see fire drakes. Listen to me. Now don't call me crazy. They're expensive, I know. They cost 1200 each. They got, by the way, buffed. They used to cost 1500 each. So they got buffed. Their price got reduced in the version 8.5, right? And I believe they can do a lot of stuff in this matchup. They can deal a lot of structural damage. They can wipe out the entire goblin army by themselves. It's a bit risky to recruit them because you need to invest 1000 to get it to level 3. That's a lot of money. But I believe if you get one of these on the field, it can pay off a lot. Or you can go for the big one from the fortress too. 450 command points available for Smokey, 500 for the goblin player Ave. So it's kind of even. We see goblins all around the map. Smokey is creeping at the same time, the goblin lair, with plenty of goblins. I believe at this point in this matchup, especially, I would say macro goes over micro. So basically, as you have multiple units all around the map, it's much more paying attention to everything instead of paying attention to one single group of goblins. An orc? Welcome to the English lesson 101. Sorry, my friend. Sorry. I'm not doing it intentionally, by the way, but it's just like the habit. You know, the habit when you speak the same way and when you kind of got used to it, it's really hard to relearn that. Especially for me, because I'm 31 years old. Now relearning stuff, remembering what is the right way of pronouncing it is not easy. But I will try to remember. Okay, so the tunnel is remaining on the field and goblin trolls are doing a phenomenal job. What is happening here? Can't touch this. It's really hard to see the differential. I mean, the only color differential you can see in goblin, you know, the cave trolls is the pants. You see, this guy has like a red pants for the Christmas time. The other guy has blue pants. The red pant troll against blue pant troll. Who's gonna win? It's alright, Shanks. The fact you can speak so many languages is impressive. Now you just need to learn black speech of Mordor. Do it. I really can do that. Sauron was my teacher. Ashnasko. Ashnasko. What I said is like... I forgot what I said. That's how... I mean, I can only speak, not understand. I can only speak the language but don't understand what I'm talking about. Goblin archers are around this side. Cave trolls are coming forward. Let's see. Trust me on this. It will be easier to pronounce if you keep that in mind. Yeah, definitely in mind. Yeah. Oh, one of the trolls has been sniped down. The goblins are pushing. Oh, the builder. Hey. Inumara, welcome. How are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. Inumara, are you prepared for the upcoming tournament? Oh, the builder. That's painful. By the way, guys, the last 4 days. The last 4 days, and then we are ready to rock. Rock and roll. What are you doing? Pick up a tree, my dude. Pick up a tree. In a situation like that, you want to pick up a tree. I will play, but Rise of Twitch not balanced. You just get used to it and play the unbalanced stuff. And you think it's unbalanced, it's even easy to win. More Goblin Warriors. 725 for Smokey and 525 for Avi. Dude, I'm telling you guys, Smokey is popping off in those matchups. And talking about the tournament in 4 days, Optin Humanities in the chat, guys. Optin, how are you doing, my friend? Thanks for tuning in. Optin, last 4 days, my dude. Last 4 days. And then we are ready to kick off. We have also Andy's now in the tournament, BFME 2 Rise of the Witch King expert. I was also trying to convince DGP, but he is kind of very busy. He cannot participate, unfortunately, because of his real life, and he has no time to afford to play this many games. But we have Sauron, Smoky, Avehave, Irby, Andy. Like, we have a lot of great players, and I cannot wait for it. It's only 4 days from now. Noble, welcome. Mustafa, welcome. Wind long shot, so balanced. Nice. Glad you like it. Okay, so the tunnel is gonna be in a safe spot. After the first couple of minutes, we have now the White Man of the Island special summon available for Smoky, 725 command points in the bank. On the other side, 650 command points for Ave. He has only 8 power points collected, but after the spider summon. Talking about White Man of the Island summon from Mr. Smog, he's gonna summon them and war chant them to make them stronger. Now they will hit like a truck, and every time they hit like a truck with the pillage, they will rob you. They will steal money from you. I'm excited to see some of the games. Yeah, definitely. And again, every game is gonna be uploaded also to YouTube channel Optin Humanity. So even if you cannot catch a couple of these games, it's not a big deal. You can always see them later on either Twitch or YouTube. And the bracket is already up. So the bracket is already existing. We know the group stages. We know who's gonna fight against who. Now it's about waiting a little bit longer, because we need to first of all finish off this Champions League. Again, that's a very important game today between Avi and Mr. Smog. The player who reaches the #1 spot in the Champions League will get $50 cash prize. That's not a lot of money, but it's still better than nothing. In this way, we had also the opportunity to get like warm-up games for the upcoming tournament. And a bit more competition is always great. I believe that's gonna boost the activity of the game. And I'm happy with the result of the Champions League so far. Good evening, baby girl. Postmix, welcome. How is Smog playing? I don't know. I mean, he said he's fine. The tunnel is gonna be taken down. There is no protection. That's gonna hurt. That's a level 2 tunnel, by the way. That's minus 75 command points. For Avi, no burrow expansion around the fortress. Nor for Mr. Smog. Oh, he has one. He has one. It means he's getting additionally 75 command points from one of the burrow expansions. Avi is still in the game, don't get me wrong. He's still able to hold himself. Gabby with the 11 bits. Thank you so much, Gabby. Appreciate it. Means a lot. Thanks for the support. Were the first 2 games, I mean, the first game was good. It was actually goblins against dwarves. The second game was Engmar against Engmar, and now we have a goblin mirror match. Teito, welcome. Okay. Predictions, every group, please. Yeah, we can make it. You know what we can do, guys? If you guys are into that for the upcoming tournament, we can do like a prediction for, like, we did it already for the WCS 2020. It was pretty awesome. It's hard for me to explain that. So basically what we can do is there is like a Google document formula in which you can predict the 2 players who you think are gonna get out of the group stage. And then we will keep doing that for the round of 16, for the quarterfinals, for the semifinals and finals. And the players who were always guessing correctly, we can make a giveaway for them, you know. Nircom, welcome. The Battle Tower is coming up with Archer with Fire Arrow. I mean, actually, Ave is holding, right? He has 900 command points, Smoky. 900 command points in the bank. That's a lot. I believe in this matchup. And Gabby now with 200 bits. Holy moly, Gabby. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. Thank you. Wow, man. Thank you so much for the youth spot. 725 for Ave. I believe that the Scavenger could be such a great investment in this matchup, because you keep killing units all the time, right? And imagine how much value you would get in long terms from the Scavenger. I mean, don't get me wrong, being able to summon additional units on the field is always great too, but it's like a momentum, it's like a short period of time, while Scavenger is always active. Who was screaming, by the way? I heard Azog screaming. Oh, the level 3 tunnel is going down. Oof, that's painful. The battle tower has been taken down. The trolls are actually everywhere, my friend. Like, this guy has an army of trolls. And Smoky is now dropping down from 900 down to 575 only. And he's so behind in the PowerPoints department too. I mean, now everything is falling into pieces. And look at this. Spiders being special summoned from Ave, killing tunnels left and right. And there is only one single tunnel left, which is level 3 for Mr. Smok. And losing this would be so painful. And he might still lose that one, by the way. Like, he will drop down from 575 all the way to 475 command points only. Another fun fact about words, the etymology is the Turkish word lahmacun. This delicious meat. But this word is taken from Arabic. Oh, I didn't know that. To be honest, I never cared also, if I gotta be honest with you. For me, I was caring about the taste. It was delicious and I was down, you know what I'm saying? It could be from any country and it could be from any language. I wouldn't care. I would just still eat it, you know? It's good food. 625 command points in E25. We get also more and more units. No heroes, by the way, besides Azog. The Azog is the only one we have seen. And he's still alive, by the way. He's level 4. The Great Battle Rage can make him also a bit more tanky. 40% more tankiness. Someone called me. Yeah, you know, even the chat actually was kind of giving informations about where you are from. Oh, Great Battle Rage. Don't risk though. Don't risk it. Hey, you are low. You are low. You are low. Azog is no more. The Red Goblin, the most beautifully designed hero in the game, Kappa. Ave is everywhere, dude. It's so hard to predict what is gonna happen. I'm telling you, like 2 minutes ago, it was looking so great for Smoky. And now, the War Chant in Weapon of the Alien Summon, the tower is being surrounded, the builder will be sniped down by the Weapon Extrovers. The tower is going down, Smoky is falling apart. The level 3 tunnel was barely able to survive. He was not able to get into the range, but as the troll is dying, he almost got the last hit off, but not today. And Smoky is dropping down to 525 command points. You know, Ave went even for the unteamed Allegiance. Does he have the cave troll here? No, he has this one here. He will be even able to recruit more and more cave trolls. And these cave trolls are better. Why? Because they are cheaper. Because 400 versus 500. But the good thing is, it's like having 2 fissures now with level 2, because you will get the chance to recruit not 1 but 2 cave trolls simultaneously, right? You can spam them at this point. 7 power points collected. There is a battle tower from Avi offensively to protect this tunnel. He's now building, snowballing. That's the snowballing effect from goblins. They will be building tunnels all around the map. They will spam tunnels on you. Be the hour. Gnasty the One, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Welcome, hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. Just recently got into this thanks to your videos and been grinding of a reason. And man, glad I could help. And I hope that you are here for staying, you know, that you will enjoy the Battle for Middle-earth games. And again, we are trying our best to keep the activity and also the online presence of Battle for Middle-earth games as much as we can. We have, for example, thanks to Obtain Humanity and his donations, a big tournament coming up very soon for Rise of the Witch King for $1,300 starting next week. And we are doing this all the time, not with this much money, but we are doing this all the time with small prizes for all BFME games. And if you are interested as everybody else, we would be super happy to see new faces also in those tournaments. Zero High, welcome my friend, always a pleasure to see you. Now the big commitment on the fortress. The big commitment in the fortress will be slammed with the shoulders of the cave trolls. Look at that darkness, dude. I see darkness. Smoky actually just went for the darkness because he knew he would lose the fortress anyway. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, Engman Mirror was won by Smok and Goblin Mirror will be won by Ave Have. And the score once again is going to be in favor of Ave. He was leading 1-0. Then Smoky was able to make it 1-1. We have seen Engman Mirror, we have seen Goblin Mirror, and now it is going to be an Elven Mirror. The blue Elven player Mr. Smok against the red Elven player Ave Have. The day of the mirror matches. And once again, the only faction we have not seen, I mean, we have not seen many factions. We have not seen Morto yet, we have not seen Isengard, obviously. For Isengasm, we have not seen Man of the West either. But we are getting there. We are getting there. So, what is this matchup all about? And let me tell you that match, that's potentially the most uninteresting. I can't be more friendly about that matchup in the world, right? Because the matchup normally and usually ends with end spam. So the Lord of the Rings, the Battle for Middle-earth, and the end game. Not the end game, but the end game. Because the Elven faction generally has like no siege power, right? We have no damage.
The Ents are going to war. It is likely that we go to our doom. Last march of the Ents.
Yeah, the last march of the Ents is going to happen in this game, definitely. There is no doubt about that. And yeah, I mean, that's a very good opening. I like that. That's gonna be a stable delete, and that's something we see also from the Man of the West faction from time to time. So you basically build up a stable at the beginning of the game, you recruit one Lancer or one Gunner Knight or whatever, and then demolish that right after and go for the transition into the barracks.
We ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days.
Why can't we have some meat?
Why can't we have some meat? Lorien Warrior start, that's gonna be actually good for Ave. That's a perfect situation for Ave. He will get away with that. Is he gonna demolish that? That's the question. Is it mirror again? Yes, Heil man. Sorry, my friend. What can man do against such a reckless mirror match? Nothing. We have now, that's the 3rd mirror in a row. Engman mirror, Goblin mirror, and Elven mirror. I mean, on the bright side, I mean, realistically, there is no bright side about that, but let's assume there is one. It's a mirror match on a neutral host, so basically we will determine who the better Elven player is at the end of this match. That's the only good thing about this matchup. We have a stable start for Ave, and we have a barrack start for Smoky. Yes, pikemen on the field, Lorien Warriors are leading forward, but they will be running into the Lancers of the 2nd Battalion. Or that's gonna force Smoky to eventually demolish that or cancel that. No. This stable is blocking them so hard. You see, they cannot reach out to the Slumber Mill. And the pikeman, oh, yeah, it's pressing S. Be careful, he actually took a lot of damage. The Lancer were able to see the Lorien Warriors, and now they will be wiped out. There is no chance they can survive that. All it takes is like 2 tramples. Trample them down. Trample them down, boom. One more, and you are good to go. But yeah, he was demolishing the stable anyway, but he was demolishing the stable after the 2nd Lancer, not after the 1st one. Which apparently was a good call, because the 2nd one was just in time to protect the Malon tree. Okay, so does he have Rallying Call? Yes, sir. Rallying Call for both the players. And the pikemen, they gotta back up those Lorien archers. That's very important. And he has only 1 pikeman, am I right? Yes, he has only 1 single pikeman, and he has 2 Lancer. So you can split them and deal economical damage. Smoky needs more pikemen. They won't be there, they won't be out just in time, and I believe he will be at least able to destroy one of the Malon trees.
Ready for battle.
Oh, that's a bad commitment. I don't know about that. Oh, he's going for the Lindens. That's a very good move from Smoky. It makes the stable a bit tankier. It increases the duel speed. Oh, nice micro, but Smoky is paying attention. This guy has eyes, even in his back. He's paying attention. He will be able to stay. That's a perfect situation for Smoky. He was able to keep the Malon tree protected. He was able to save the level 2 stable. And he was baiting off the Rallying Call from Ave. That's a win-win-win situation in my book. Very good situation for Smoky. And now he will have a buff advantage. And don't get me started with buff advantages in Rise of the Witch King. That's a huge advantage. 50% more DPS and armor is just insane amount of advantage you can build yourself at the beginning of the game. And also Ave has those Lancers quite badly damaged. It means he needs to build a well for the recovery. And there we go. The counterattack is gonna happen. There is nothing to deal with this pikeman as we are talking. Lindens are gonna be a great counter. Basically, they are countering enemy cavalry and swordmen and archers, so they are pretty good. They don't deal any damage though against buildings, but it's okay. You have pikemen and Lorien Warriors for that. Rallying Call is gonna be used. And here's 2 pikemen. These 2 pikemen are the only units which can deal economical damage. So basically, if you can somehow kill those pikemen, you should be in a good spot. There comes Haldir. But he needs to be careful. The pikemen are also dealing incredible amount of damage to heroes. So you don't want to fight against them in a melee fight, especially not when they're buffed like that. Okay, he will be able to protect this one, that's good. But this has been taken down and this has been taken down. During all this time, Smoky is in a good spot. He's building now a statue for increased DPS and armor and also more command points. And also grants you fear. I mean, the amount of things this thing offers you, that's... look at that. Dude, 33% more damage, armor, 10 more command points, and you get fear resistant. And 50% more combat experience though. Like, what? Like, this is a single building that offers you that much? That's crazy. Level 2 Haldir. This guy is leveling up like crazy. Like, this guy, let's be honest, leveling up heroes like, I don't know, Elma, Haldir, or Lords, Voldo is not a big problemo. They level up anyway. They level up so fast. But he was taking a lot of damage. And after the first couple of minutes into the game, Smoky, the blue Elven player, is sitting on 560 command points in total. He has 5 power points collected after the rallying call start. On the other side, Ave has also 5 power points collected, which was invested into the heal. He will be using the heal right off the bat. Haldir is getting more and more levels. He has 450 command points in total. And he was recovering a little bit, but remember, the one well is gonna need ages to replenish those units which were getting taken down. Now the commitment on the Lorian archers, 1 trample is all it takes, and boom. Beautiful. Beautiful.
We bring spears from Midland.
We bring spears from Midland. Okay. And there we go. Level 4. Almost level 5. That's gonna unlock the mobile leadership. That's pretty good. And this guy is skilling infinitely also, by the way, into the mid to late game. The golden arrow is such an effective ability. The stun is very good. And it's a very cheap hero too, right? And level 8 is quite reachable at this point.
Ready for battle.
Lorian warriors, ready for battle. Those snaps will spam cavalry and infantry. They don't like ants, but they need to get ants. The ants are the magical solution in this matchup, because not only they are great against buildings, but they are also so tanky against elven units. The archers, they don't even hurt them. They are so tanky. The ant mood. Ave is gonna be the first one who's building up ant mood and recruiting the daddy of the ants, boys, the Treebeard. He's going to be joining the battlefield very soon. Holy moly, Treebeard. And what is this guy doing actually? Smok is camping. Why? You don't need to camp. Statue, well, multiple Malone trees next to each other. I mean, he has in total now 735 command points available. That's really a lot. And also 6 power points collected. On the other side, we have 2 power points after heal and rallying call for Ave Have. Heal is on cooldown. And Mist can be a great power point also for this mirror match. So Mist can debuff the enemy units, make them weaker. Especially when Haldir gets level 5, that's going to be double effective, because you also shut down the leadership bonuses from Haldir to nearby allied units, and he's level 5 by now. So basically, long story short, the army strength of Ave Have is superior and better in compared to the army of Mr. Smog. So quality goes over quantity. Having double buff against only one buff is going to be quite impactful for Ave. He will be even able to win the fight even if he's getting a little bit outnumbered. So Treebeard has a really long recruit time. Holy moly, this guy needs actually ages to get on the field. The thing, oh, never mind, he can't get on the field because the Elven player Ave is command points capped. There comes the rallying call, big commitment. They will have double buff. Does he have rallying call as well? Yes, sir. So let's see. The Malone tree is going to be definitely taken down, but the thing is, Smoky might lose a lot of that, right? Really a lot of that. However, he's building up a really great. He's going for a big map control. Look at that. Like 50% of the map is definitely under his control already. Ave has 2,000 in the bank. The thing is, he cannot invest the money into something because he has command points capped most of the time. Maybe at this point of the game, you can also choose to recruit Glorfindel. I think Glorfindel is going to be a great hero against the Elven units because he has splash damage. He's tanky against archers with the Blade of Purity. And he can deal insane amount of damage not only to units but also to heroes and structures. And Treebeard is gonna be the hero of the day, and we have another hero here, and there comes a Glorfindel for Mr. Smog. as the very first hero. So Glorfindel only level 1, but again, he will also level up like crazy in no time. He will be, what is that? Lord of the Rings. And what? They are building towers next to each other. Do you see that? Ave is building up 2 towers. The Lord of the Rings in the 2 towers in the middle of the map. Why? Why would you do that? That's such a troll. It's a lot of money you lose now for no reason. 3-bit is coming. It's also unlucky timing though, because Glorfindel is gonna hit those towers very hard. He will be able to save one of them. He can place archers in it, and he will be in a very good spot. Now the siege is gonna begin. You can build, yeah, that's a perfect situation. Now you can build, because now you have tools to protect those towers. You can even build a well in a statue, you know? The siege, you will almost be able to one-shot those wells, no problemo. And the end mode is also coming up for Smoky, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the game. It's gonna end in an end game. Haldir is sniping them from a safe distance, level 6. Level 8 is gonna become super scary because the statues are gone now. That means no fear resistant for the Elven army. And 1 pikeman is pressuring the map control for Smoky. 725 command points in the bank versus 450. But Ave is definitely the momentum. And Smoky's mist is on cooldown too. That means, yes, Haldir as well, but Haldir is only level 1. I don't think you can kill this guy anytime soon. The 3-beard should be in a good spot. And he's a hero too, right? He will be healing up passively over time anyway. The commitment, the Malone 3 has 0 protection, will be also taken down. And Ave is using those cav to heal also economical damage to Smoky. Now 3-beard is gonna draw so much attention, and now that's the time for you to be active on the other side of the map. So basically, as you can see on this area, there is not a single Malone 3 from Ave. Same also around this side. So Ave now needs to use the momentum to keep expanding, right? To keep building Malone 3s to get a bit more command points, because he's dropping down to 450, and that's not a lot. The Ents are going to war. We have a regular Ent against 3-beard. Riding Code is gonna be used. Big commitment. Haldir is level 6, but he's getting damaged a lot. He needs to be careful. Glorfindel is chasing and hunting down 3-beard. 3-beard can also be used to trample down the enemy lines, but you don't want to trample enemy pikemen. Pikemen are a counter to 3s, apparently. For whatever reason, the Glorfindel is diving in, level 3, Blade of Purity is unlocked, and now he can just hit like a truck. Hit. Level 7, but who can kill this guy? You need pikemen. The only way you can kill him efficiently and effectively and fast is by getting multiple pikemen up on the field. But the pikemen are gonna die to Lorien archers. Now the siege begins from Smoky. He will be able to kill the statue first. The well is coming up, but eventually never gonna be fully up, because the end is hitting from a extremely long distance, right? And the 1 pikeman from Smoky keeps being annoying, keeps taking down those Malone 3s one by one. And he even has no end mode up on the field anymore. But he goes now for the Mirkuts. It's a pretty big, you know, transition into something extremely strong. Remember, the Mirkuts, they got plenty of nerfs. They lost a lot of their DPS, but they are still the best archers, hands down, in the game. The problem is now to deal with this end, right? How you want to reach out to him? You know, you have no Glorfindel, you have no pikeman that can come anywhere close to this end. The question is, oh, he's gonna use heal, or was it heal? No, it's the heal from the well. Okay, we have now double end, and he's not going for 3-beard. Okay, Ave needs to recover. Ave needs to expand. He will also be recruiting more. Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, his command points kept all the time. 650 against 550, 12 power points collected. Remember, 15 will give you the chance to unlock the Eagle special summon. And with Eagles, you can kill those ants. The problem is, the Eagles won't be able to survive for a long time, because there is just too much DPS. There is just too many archers. The well, very smart focus here. And the big commitment. Oh, this commitment might be a mistake though. He's actually losing the Mirkuts. The mist is gonna be used from Smoky. The mist from Ave is on cooldown. The tower is gonna be the target of the ends. 3-beard is running for his life. He's so low, and remember, Ave has no more end mode. Losing 3-beard is essential, but the army from Smoky is literally getting wiped out. Now there comes the end special summon from Ave. The ends are not going to war. They will get knocked down and taken out by the giant eagles. And Glorfindel is running for his life. Should be in a good spot. He has Blade of Purity, which is not gonna make him only more damage, but also more tanky. And there was a nice situation. He was also able to save 3-beards. No, the 3-beard actually got hunted down by Haldir. Haldir is taking down the 3. And that's gonna slow down Ave so much now. I mean, losing 3-beard definitely is painful. Glorfindel is tanking the damage like a madman. He should be in a good spot. maybe you need to try to take down the Ant mood. Heal is gonna be used to keep the Elven hero alive. The Ants are taking lots of damage from the fortress, and they are kind of not focusing. I mean, I think what you gotta focus on is those level 3 Malon trees. 11 power points for Smoky. Ave is forced to rebuild the Ant mood, and that's gonna buy a lot of time for Smoky, because without Ants there is no threat. There is nothing threatening his fortress, and he can just keep doing what he's doing. The Eagles are falling. They have not much time left anyway. And there are no Mirkwoods yet, right? No Mirkwoods yet for Smoky either.
Ready for battle.
So Haldir is level almost 5. The Eagle is gonna be gone very soon. Level 7 though. This guy's level 7. So 1 level away from getting the golden arrow unlocked. Yeah, Ave lost the Ant mood, but it's again almost back up. So he will definitely be recruiting more and more Ants. They are also needed. That's the only way you can deal structural damage at this point. The Ant, the troll layer is still remaining on the field, and it will be crapped by Ave. So more and more Ants. And that's, unfortunately, that's the way of playing this matchup. You need to recruit plenty of Ants. That's the only way you can win this matchup actually, in long terms. And yeah, I mean, surprisingly, Smoky is behind in the power points department. And with behind, I mean a lot behind. Look, we have 9 power points for Ave after the Eagle summon, right? And Smoky needs still more than 3 power points for his own Eagle summon. That's a huge differential in the power points department. The Mirkwoods, they should be able to get away. Level 4 Glorfindel and level 5, almost level 5. So basically level 5 Haldir. Okay, so the Mist is gonna be available for Ave. He might look for a fight here if he wants to. He will be definitely able to win this fight because Mirkwoods are just much greater than Lorien Archers. 10 power points collected. We're now getting more and more Ants also from Mr. Smog. And, you know, unlike Smoky, Ave is not recruiting any of the normal Ants. He wanna go for the big boy. Double the price though, and also 10 more command points. But I think he's worth it. He's just much better. The Malon tree has no protection, will be taken down. This army looks small, but trust me on that one, this army is gonna hit like a truck. Like this Mirkwoods with double buff, holy guacamole, guys. Nothing can match them. Look at them, they are sniping down those Mythlons like nothing. And that's the thing, at this point Smoky is just feeding more and more power points. Smoky is 2.5 power points away from his own Eagle summon, but let me tell you that much, the Mirkwoods, they will be killing those Eagles in literally a few seconds. He's fine apparently, Luca. He's fine. Smoky's fine, that's what he told. He's like in a village, he's absolutely fine. Okay, so 745 command points in the bank versus 710. So Ave is still a little bit behind in the command points, but it's not a big deal. He definitely needs more than 1 Ant, so you need to maximize your DPS, and that's not possible with Treebeard all alone. You need more than that, because we have a 2v1 situation, and he might even recruit more Ants very soon. Remember, Treebeard is also offering you additional speed and armor for the nearby allied Ants, so to make them a bit stronger and tankier. You get more and more towers, statue behind, look at this. He's building himself like an outpost at the center of the map, Plains of Linden. Multiple towers, you can place those Mirkwoods inside of them if you want to keep them in a safe spot. And they will just smash everything in their path. 12 power points collected, and yeah, you can see it's a very rough game, you know. They don't know what they are supposed to do at this point. So Smoky might go for a small counter attack, but that's a risky move because unlike Ave, he has nothing backing him up, right? It's a long distance, so basically if you go to the spot and if the attack doesn't go well, you will lose everything you have on the field. 14 power points collected after the Eagle summon. And the thing is, with double Ant and also Eagles, he has actually the DPS to even take down the fortress. The fortress has no armor on it. So this 2 Ants and Eagle summon combination can be enough to wipe out this fortress in a few seconds. And Ave has to respect that. The Ants though, they have no what are you doing? Why are you sending those Ants out like that? Oh my goodness, you can't do that. Like what is he doing? Dude, this Mirkwoods, look at this. Dude, you see that? You see this? Cloud Break is gonna be used from Ave to stun them all. The Eagles are coming in to attack Treebeard. Treebeard is actually taking a lot of damage. The fortress is under attack, but Smoky was leaving and abandoning those Ants for no reason. The Eagles are not going to be getting stunned. The Eagles will be able to take down the Treebeard indeed. The fortress got a bit damaged, but it was a good fight overall, definitely for Ave. And now the Eagles are gonna fall. You don't want to be clumped like that because Eagle is dealing splash damage. Just back off a little bit, get to the towers, and let the archers inside the tower handle the situation like a crazy guy, you know? 9 power points in the bank. And what a fiesta game. Smoky has 6 power points in the bank after the Eagle summon. Now he might also go for the Cloud Break himself, just like Ave did, but also he can skip that and go for the Flood. Flood can be awesome in many situations. Also here, for example, you can kill the Barracks, the Malon 3 level 3. You can kill this Barracks, the Entmoot, and this level 2 Malon 3. So Flood can definitely do wonders in many situations. The 3 is actually going ham. Is he gonna trump? Oh, the golden arrow! He sniped down the Haldir, by the way. The golden arrow is also dealing a lot of damage. The 3 was running into the pikemen, will be taken down. The archers cannot move. They are stunned from the golden arrow, and that's a permanent stun effect. The Alvin army is able, if you get a couple of heroes like Glorfindel level 10, Restoration from Elrond, the golden arrow, Cloud Break, you can actually keep the enemy army crowd controlled for a really long duration. Is he gonna revive the Treebeard? Yes sir, he's already back on the menu. Legendary Defender, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. We're gonna enjoy your stay. Game is long, yeah, that's the thing, you know. Alvin mirror matches either goes to an end in like 10 minutes or a bit more, or they last a while. Because Smoky now is in a turtle situation. He can't do really much besides defending himself, right? And it's easier said than done because the DPS you get against those ends is just not high enough. And you can't get close to them either. So you have, of course you have heroes, right? But they cannot get close to this end. Over here also peasants coming. And oh, the armory is building up now for Ave. It means he will be eventually looking to get the Silverton arrows to make those Mirkwoods hit like an absolute truck. Treebeard to spot his end friend. Glorfindel is diving in, but he is chasing down those Mirkwoods. Kill the end first. Oh, but here it's a bad fight to take, right? He's just too much DPS. Look, he has Mirkwoods now inside this tower and inside this tower. So the second you are in a spot like this, you will be shot from multiple directions on your face. That's gonna hurt. That's not good. So 10 power points collected after the Eagle summon, and we have 15. Dude, Ave is so much ahead in the power points. That's unbelievable. Like, he went for the Eagles, Cloud Break, and then he has even 15 power points collected on top of that. Even though Mr. Smok is missing a full 15 power point, that's a Cloud Break, and he's still down a lot. He's still down a lot. So basically, Ave is still closer to 25 than Mr. Smok is. Oh, the Barracks level 2 is going down. The Ents are going to war. The Mirkwoods are coming now. Glorfindel is no more Blade of Purity. You gotta watch out. These Ents, they don't take any damage from the Mirkwoods. And that's the demonstration of showing you guys how to deal with the Alvin army. Because they are horrible against siege weapons. Really bad. So basically, if you play, like, for example, Dwarven matchup against Elves, and you go for this Dwarven catapults with Firestone upgrade on them, trust me, it's gonna be frustrating for the Elven player to play against that. Because the Dwarven catapult with fire counters literally everything what the Elven faction has to offer. But most of the time, people don't do that for whatever reason. Just get couple catapults, give them Firestone, and you are golden, you are good to go. I believe they made it so it's a bit more effective now. It used to be zero effect. I mean, by the way, somebody's asking now if the Silverton arrows can make the archers deal more damage to Ents. I believe yes. It used to be nothing, but I believe they buffed that. Oh, this is arrow volley. Yes, arrow volley. Smoky has to try his best. Arrow volley is gonna leave fire on the ground, which will cause damage to the Ents also over time. And that was needed because like few more shots and the fortress is almost gone. The Ents are gonna just retire and heal up, you know. They will be in a good spot. And there are some pikemen, they will not achieve too much. There is still so much space on this map, right? Nobody's using the spacing. Look how many, like there is a huge area from this location to this location, and there is not a single Malon tree from either player. Same also around this area. So they can definitely expand a bit more. And right now it feels like a Aram, you know, like in League of Legends there is an Aram map, and basically it's like everybody is fighting through the middle, and that's how it feels like. Everybody is going through the middle and trying. Look at this, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towers, 6 towers. Just why not? Joe, thanks for the raid. Thank you Joe. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hoş geldiniz, sefalar getirdiniz. Smokey against AVHV in the challenge for the #1 spot in the Champions League. The score is 2-1 for the Turkish player. It's a best of 7 challenge. So that's the game number 4. And Ave is doing phenomenal in the game number 4 too. And he's all about to win this game. Boom, boom, boom. The fortress is going to fall, boys. Oh, one more shot. And Smokey knows. He's demolishing everything. He has only the stable. That is what keeps him alive. And what an interesting, interesting, guys, I'm smart. What an interesting matchup that was. GG, well played. And the score is going to be 3-1 for AVHV. He needs only one more victory. So Dwarves against Mordor can be a good matchup for Dwarves. If they get a lead early on, they can snowball. It's a good map for Dwarves. They can build multiple mineshafts in this map. But also, if Mordor skills into the mid to late game, it's going to be a mess of Orcs, Haradrims, Trolls, Fellbeast, Witch King. And Mordor is the one faction with plenty of possibilities, guys. You know that. So Mordor has no limit. Only the sky is the limit. And unfortunately in the films they were not able to build the army worthy of Mordor. Dude, I'm always cheering for the good guys, but I feel like in the films that was a little bit disappointment. The films were awesome, they were the best films ever made, but I had the feeling after rewatching that maybe 100 times that the evil side was a little bit too weak, right? Little bit too weak. Because for example they were building up a huge hype about the Witch King, he's the leader of the 9, and then you see him dying to Eowyn, like not much stuff was accomplished from the evil part, So we see an economical opening for the Mordor player, AVHV at the bottom side. On the other side we see double mineshaft into Hall of Warriors into the third mineshaft forward, a little bit forward. He's not going for the big offensive mineshaft yet. And again, that's a good playstyle, I like that. Maybe extroverts can be nice also in this matchup. You have a bit more DPS in your army, and then you have front line with Guardians and Pikemen. I believe your army should be overall in a very good spot. A naive world in which we are living, yeah, true. Unfortunately true. Like, I think the pandemic situation doesn't help. Like, most people are kind of full, like, how can I say? It's like, there is so much pressure on many people, and one small thing can make them freak out, And pandemic is not helping. So basically, that's a very new stuff for the world, right? Like, it's a pandemic for the entire world. And I think something like that was never existing before. And the time we are living in right now, boys, is gonna be in the history. So basically, hopefully, the grandchildren of ours are gonna be studied about the time we are living in 2021, 2022, 2020. Those 3-4 years period is going to be in the history. That's how crazy the times are in which we are living right now. Okay, so the dwarves are of course hitting like a truck. The orcs, they are a little bit too late because of the greedy opening from Avi. That's why you should not go for like 5 resource buildings before recruiting any orcs. And if you do that, you have 0 protection and you might lose a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. Because now with the second Guardian, he has the opportunity to use Rallying Call on both of them and split them up to even take down the Orc Pit in no time. And that's gonna happen, boys. That's gonna happen. And now, after the Rallying Call is off, these Guardians, they have the chance to use the charge attack to maintain the buff they would get from the Rallying Call. The Orc Pit is gonna be the target, and it's gonna be literally demolished. It's the weakest production building in the game with the Goblin Cave, so it's not a big deal to take down these structures. There is another one coming up for Mordor. And Gothmog. Okay, there was an economical opening into a Gothmog rush. Gothmog is not a bad hero. He will be definitely able to deal with those Guardians in long terms. And it's a good hero when you go for the Orc spam because of his leadership, right? That means you don't even need to go for the Vorch or Eye of Sauron. And remember, the Mordor power spike of industry got nerfed a little bit. So they nerfed the amount of resource income you can get from the industry, right? And for that reason, rushing industry is still good, don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as it was before. Okay. Gothmog. Ave is good. Ave is fine. He will be also able to, you know, eventually take down this mineshaft. Look how much damage they are dealing actually with double buff. War Jump plus the leadership from Gothmog. But dwarves are also expanding at the same time. That's very important for Smoky. He has a Guardian at the bottom side. There is a mineshaft which is hidden. So Ave has no knowledge about this mineshaft. And Smoky is for now using the right side, the left side of this map. There is a mineshaft. And you can also use, or you should be using also the right side. And that's the thing. You can nullify the only weakness of dwarves if you get the chance to build multiple mineshafts offensively. Haradrim Palace is building up from Mordor now. You will get the chance to recruit some Easterlings or even some Haradrim Lancers. I believe even the Corsairs could be actually nice in this matchup, because if you have like a huge orc army in front and you put like a couple of Corsairs in between the army, they can use the fire bombs from a safe distance and deal damage. And remember, the dwarven units are so sloppy, right? They cannot disengage from the fire on the ground as quickly as they should, and they would take so much damage over time. Nah, he's fine, he's fine. Look, this army is gonna be also a big push, right? Wellington is almost back up. This army is pretty respectable big. So we have like Extrover, Guardians, Extrover, more Guardians, and Pikemen. This army is quite big. Now the question is, can this army of orcs and one Easterling fight and face against this army of Guardians and Extrovers? I don't think they can. They have even the Horde bonus, which means 25% more DPS, but these are still only orcs, and orcs going to die. Regardless how strong you want to make them, they are weak. They can't become as strong as a Guardian battalion. That's not possible. Buff is gonna be used. He's waiting for it. He's gonna use it the second it's available. There we go. Now it's available. Move, move, move. Mordor has no eye, no tainted land yet, and there comes the big push. Orc pit level 2 for Black Orcs. Black Orcs are a different story though. They are much, much stronger and more reliable in compared to normal Orcs. They also got nerfed this patch. They used to cost only 250, now they cost 300. That's more than 10% nerf actually. It's like 20% more price. Does anybody know how to play Lord of the Rings? Never played this. Never played Lord of the Rings Conquest Online. So I'm not the right person to ask, but maybe someone in chat can help you. Okay, I mean, they're actually holding. What? That's crazy. The Orcs though, I take it back, boys. Holy moly, the Orcs, they are slaughtering the Dwarven army. I mean, he was splitting. He will be also eventually able to take down this one. Yes, sir. And Smoky was able to protect this one only. The Black Orcs are holding now. The Extrovers have no protection, no front line. The countless pressure. Mineshaft. There are 2 offensive slaughterhouses and 3 actually from Mordred. Smart from Ave. I like that a lot. You can always build like that in this way, because the thing is, the Dwarven faction player is going to mainly attack your fortress and everything around your fortress. And if you expand like that, these slaughterhouses, they will be in a good spot for the majority of the time. And this way you can keep your command points as high as you potentially can. And then you get also a lot of money. Remember, the Orcs, they are almost for free. They cost nothing, right? You can spam them all day long. And with leadership of Gothmog, they can also be quite effective. And the Iron Hand can be also nice because of the Cloud Break potential, right? I mean, Dwarven faction has the chance to go for the Cloud Break, and the fear resistance from Gothmog is going to make those orcs and everything around them immune to that. Battle Wagon action. Man of Steel maybe can be also nice. And yes, sir, that's gonna be the plan from Smoky. Remember, he needs that victory. He needs that. That's the last chance of Smog. If he loses that game, it's over. Shanks, a Spanish guy, asked me to download BFME games. What I can say to him, he asked me where he can purchase. Google. Say him how to download Battle for Middle-earth in Google, and boom, you are able to find that. Unfortunately, I have no videos anymore, Kaiser, because they got removed, and I didn't have them pre-saved on my channel, on my PC anymore, so they are gone. They are gone. So I cannot help in any way. Unfortunately, I would love to help, you know me, but I can't. Okay, that's a huge Dwarven army though with double buff. The Slaughterhouse level 2 has 0 protection on it. Gothmog can't really fight against that. There is just too much force. Maybe with the Carnage, with the Fury, you might be hopefully able to burst down those battle wagons. But Smoky is gonna pay attention to them. And these are still remaining on the field though. That's pretty good. Small counterattack with Black Oryx. He will be able to destroy the level 2 mineshaft. That's good. Very good actually from RotWK. He needed that. And Goffmog is tanking too much. You don't want to get him low. The tower is coming up. He's trying to stall. Look how many units he's placing in front of the slaughterhouse just to make sure to protect this one. Easterlings and Porcupine Formation can be also quite tanky, but this army is looking pretty scary to me. Catapult, nice shot. Dealing tons of damage too, by the way. Almost one-shotting them, holy moly. The Mineshaft level 2 has been taken down as well. The Black Orcs are popping off, and Ave is still playing out of his mind. Like, he will be able to take down this Mineshaft as well. That means no more reinforcement from the bottom left side for Smokey anytime soon. And this Catapult is doing a phenomenal job defending. And this game isn't over yet. 700 command points for Smokey, 475 for Mordor, but he loses a lot. He loses a lot. Losing those two level 2 mineshafts is going to be painful. Now, if Mordor can defend this against Hobbit Summon, against Double Battle Wagon, and they are running it down, they will take so much damage from Goffmog and the towers. The Catapult is still remaining on the field. The Slaughterhouse has been taken down. Insane recovery, insane healing progress for the Dwarven army every single second. The Hobbits are diving in. It's okay. You know, they are from the Summon. They are for free. It's okay if you lose them in exchange of taking down the Catapult expansion, but the Hobbits are not dealing too much damage to the expansion. Okay, the Kata is doing a phenomenal job. Boom, look at this. Pew, nice shot, dude. And the Orc army has been defended. There is one more Orc, but only normal Orcs. They will be able to take down the Mineshaft, but it's okay. Mordor is falling apart now. He's dropping down to 400 command points. He has 10 power points almost collected, which gives him the chance to go for the industry, but he has nothing to keep the slaughterhouse protected after using industry on it. Maybe use it on this one here. On this one, sneaky little slaughterhouse here at the bottom, at the left corner. I think that's going to be a better usage than using it on this one, to be honest with you. War Chain is going to be used on these Orcs. Goffmog is still remaining, if I'm not mistaken. Where is Goffmog at? Is Goffmog dead already? I don't see him. Am I blind? I might be blind. He's going to use the industry on this one. Really? Really? That's very greedy. He's gonna lose it. Goffmog is here, level 5. Yeah, these are the last moments. I don't think Mordor can turn this game around anymore. I don't think so. Greedy opening though. Very greedy opening. Building 5 slaughterhouses against Mordor. Against dwarves as Mordor is pretty greedy. Carnage. I mean, I call it Carnage. It looks like Carnage to me. Oh, Black Arrows. And Goffmog is no more. He's gonna put water, and that's gonna be the last thing Avi is doing in this game number 5. And the score after this game is gonna be 3-2, still in favor of Avi, the red Isengard player Avi, against the blue Elven player Mr. Smog. On the pirate map, Sorrowell, it looks like that. It's like a giant island. It's a very specific and unique map, by the way. There is nothing like that existing before. You know, the chance for you to capture those shipwrights, get all the way around. There is like a creep in the river, in the sea, in the map. So yeah, lots of features added to this map, and we finally get the chance to see Isengard. And the only faction we have not seen, I don't want to complain too much, is Men of the West. The random is kind of buggy, dude. The amount of time we see goblins and dwarves in random picks is kind of insane. That's a double furnace into the war pit start. On the other side, we see a stable opening after the 2 Malon trees. It might be a stable delete, but it might not be a stable delete as well. He might also go for the second one, just like Avi did in the previous Elven Mirror match. Okay, so Isengard against Elves. What can we say about this matchup? I think it's a good matchup. It used to be a good matchup for Isengard before the nerf to Sharku. Sharku was a go-to hero as Isengard against Elves, because Sharku was so tanky, splash damage. You could be diving into the army, hitting one time, killing multiple units at the same time. However, they nerfed Sharku a lot. And not a lot, but it's effective. And that's why we don't even get the chance to see Sharku anymore, right? And other than that, I think Elves, they have the chance to defend. The only weakness of the Elven faction against Isengard is the lack of money. So Isengard in mid-game with Devastation, we Feel the Fires, with Industry, can grow incredibly rich. And then you can go for early armory. Upgrades are going to be essential in this game if you want to be able to win the army against army fight. So when it comes to army against army, the Mirkwoods, they're going to smash everything, right? A stable delete coming up for Smokey. Again, Smokey's down 3-2. He needs to win this game. He has to, if he wants to get the chance to go for the final game, to get the opportunity to move to number 1 spot once again. And Ave is the defending player. He needs to keep his number 1 spot protected until the next 4 days. And Uruk bit too late, that means there is no counter to the Lancers. There comes a War Chant. A Rallying Call, Creepane will be used to debuff them. It's a War Pack against Lancer. Actually, War Packs are dealing a lot of damage to the Lancers, but they are not even trying to fight them back. They want to just take down the Furnace and get out. Get out, get out, get out. Now the counter pressure. But the stone on the ground, as you can see and tell, is kind of forcing a split of this Warx. They will still be able to take down this Malone tree. It's gonna just take them a bit more time. And he needs pikemen now. He gotta get some pikemen on the field as soon as possible, just like Isengard did. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did he really lose the Lancer Battalion? The only one he had on the field? Yeah, he did. Well, that's bad. That's really bad. I mean, that's your entire early game going away just like that. And this might be legit a GG situation already. That might be the fastest game of the series. Like, the thing is, if you go for a stable delete, Troll Cage delete, you need to aim to keep this unit alive as long as you can. And with as long as you can, I don't talk about 30 seconds. No, I mean, eventually for the entire game. And what happened is, like, he was trading one Lancer, his only Lancer, and Rallying Call to kill one single Furnace. And that's definitely not worth it. That is not worth it. In no universe, you know? And that's, I don't know why he was why he kept fighting against the War Packs. There is no reason. He lost against them, and that's gonna be, yeah, not a good situation. I mean, he might still be able to defend himself, but this is gonna give a huge lead to Ave. And against good players like Ave, you don't want to fall behind, because Ave and other good players, they know how to snowball their leads into a victory. He will be able to defend, and that's the thing. Smokey now doomed himself into a very turtle situation, right? He cannot leave this area anymore. Ave has the momentum, Ave has the time of his life. He can build multiple furnaces, make anything he wants. He's going to be very strong. He's creeping also the troll layer with the pikemen already crapped, getting more money, more value, expanding at the same time. 400 command points against 400. Ave has to definitely keep expanding. He has the full map control now, because Smokey cannot do much besides camping here. That's all Smokey can do. He's building the stable now once again. And again, that's gonna cost him so much time and also money. And doomed himself. Yeah, he doomed himself kinda, right? The Malone tree is gonna be taken down for the second time. This one already got destroyed at the beginning of the game. Ave is creeping, Ave is expanding, Ave is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And he is really close for the War Chant. It means he can eventually get there very soon. War Chant plus Creepine is pretty much like a double buff. You are not double buffing your army, but you are buffing your army and debuffing the enemy army. And that's gonna give you the combat strength to win those skirmishes. So it's unlucky. I mean, I don't know what happened. I didn't pay attention. I only saw him taking down the furnace, but I thought he's gonna retreat. But he apparently didn't. And you know what is kind of thing in Rise of the Witch King? That's the one thing I can never get used to. That some cav are faster than other cavalry. That's something I can never get used to. That in BFME 1, every cav is as equally as fast. So that's why, in order to make them a bit faster, you need to use Vision of Palantir on them to be able to catch the enemy units. Like being like two cavalry, one is faster than the other one, doesn't make really a lot of sense for me in terms of balancing, at least. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If a huge fight here, War Chant is gonna be available now. And boom, War Chant. 600 command points available for Isengard. 650 versus 400 only for elves. And they cannot fight that. They cannot fight that. Crossbowman on the field. One Lancer. He needs more than that. There are pikemen around. Just avoid them and go to this army. Try to take them down. Try to trample down the crossbowman. Try to defend yourself. Trample is coming in clutch. And you see, very smart move and very important steps. Every time you need to play around with your battle stances. The second or 1 second before he gets trampled down, he is using the hold ground stance. This way can minimize the incoming damage. One more trample, and because they are buffed, they don't even take too much damage, to be honest with you. Heal has been used. Builder might be taken down. Smokey is falling apart, and this might be the final move of the game number 6. This might be the final move of the series for the #1 spot in the Champions League. Ave is popping off, and he's looking so threatening for the upcoming $1,300 tournament as well. And keeping his #1 spot protected, not once, not twice, but that's the third time he gets challenged from Smoky. And that seems to be the third time he will be able to win against Mr. Smog and keep his spot protected. Very, very good performance. He looks, I mean, he seems to be the strongest player right now in the league. And he also seems to be the strongest player in the upcoming tournament. That means Smoky, Sauron, and also Irby, they gotta play a little bit more games in order to get the warm-up they require, they need to face against Ave Have. 450 command points only against 675. What a dominance. What a Isengard performance. Isengasm, my friends. We haven't seen Isengard until the game which counts. Okay? One Isengard game to rule them all. And 250, he has nothing. He has not even a barracks anymore, right? He will lose the last remaining production building, the stable, and that is going to be the gong of the series. And yeah, what can I say? Isengard games come exactly when they mean to. Very true, very true, very true. Yeah, he's using Rallying Call on them for Rev and Glory right now. For elves, for Lothlorien, for your people, and then no glorious charge, no victory. He's on the tainted land, he gets even money. Now Smog is surrounded. Very true. And I'm here to say hello, Balindru, welcome. How are you? A random stranger is dropping in the chat, guys. And yeah, game is over.